Hi everyone, so I haven't done an update video in a little while, so I decided it was about time I did one. As you can see, things have changed a bit. I'm kind of going to just start at the beginning and explain. So about 2 weeks ago, in fact it was 2 weeks ago from when I'm recording this, I had my last day at my job, which was surprisingly pleasant actually. I was a bit worried about it, but it was alright. It was kind of scary because I was going into the great unknown. I didn't have a job to go into. I was literally walking into being unemployed, which I've been unemployed before, especially for quite a long time when I was made redundant in the past. So that was really scary. It was stressing me out. But I knew that leaving the place that was making me so stressed out, so depressed, so miserable would be better in the long run. So on the Wednesday was my last day and I left that. And on the Thursday, which was sort of nice timing, although kind of a bit unintentional, I had Empire. So Empire LARP. So what I decided to do was in the morning, I decided to get my hair cut. And it sounds really strange, but for me, having my hair sorted is a big deal. In the sense that for me, hair kind of is part of my identity and it really means something to me. It's why I get quite upset and a bit miserable when my hair gets really, really long, because that doesn't feel like me. I haven't had long hair since I was in college, which was a number of years ago now. And I knew that I wanted something different, something I hadn't really had before, a new style, as a kind of moving into a new era, a new stage in my life. And it sounds strange to put so much pressure on just having a haircut. I had it in the past when I was, in fact when I was unemployed and I was really depressed back then, and I needed to get my hair sorted, and the fact that I couldn't get the hairdressers to do what I wanted just made it all the worse. I guess it's a bit like the Mulan thing, in that cutting your hair is sort of a symbolism for something. It sounds all a bit eccentric and a bit silly to have so much put into the idea of having your hair done. But yeah, having my hair cut and done just made me feel so much better, so different, just like literally like a completely different person. It was like I was shedding the old skin off me and I was becoming something new, and I was entering a new stage into my life. So going from that straight into driving up to Empire was, quite refreshing actually, because it was the knowledge of being able to essentially close the door on something that was making me horribly miserable and just put me in the current mental state that I'm in. And being able to think, I don't have to think about that right now. I don't have to think of the real world right now. I can go and think of my fantasy world. I can think of my LARP and my character, and I literally don't have to worry about that. And again, that was a really lovely, refreshing feeling to just go into Empire LARP for the weekend, hang out with all my friends and be someone else, be in a different world, and just not have to think about anything that was just affecting me as a person in real life. One of the bonuses of having my hair done like this is it actually really matches my character's hair. So although over the years I've been wearing different wigs for my character, because my hair was always too girly or too long and I play a boy character, this time I was able to sweep my hair back and use my real hair. I had a bit of a Draco Malfoy look going on, which wasn't intentional, but it kind of worked. And I got so many compliments on using my real hair and how good it looked that I'm probably gonna try and keep that. So, this haircut's gonna be staying for a while, which I'm very happy with. You can probably tell that I'm just generally feeling a lot happier at the moment. You know, I still don't have a job, I'm still unemployed, my money is currently dwindling bit by bit, and honestly right now I don't really mind. It's that kind of feeling of, I'm aware of it in the back of my mind, and I know it's something, I am dealing with it. I am applying to jobs and doing little odd jobs here and there. I'm offering commissions to people for costumes and such. But it's so nice to just let go of all the pressure and all the stress. I just feel that it's like there's something gone, and it's not a bad thing that thing has gone. It's like, it's not even like it's a weight, it's like this whole sort of side of me has just sort of dissipated, and I just feel like I can just do things, and there's something just really, really satisfying about just being able to do things without this constant black worry in the back of my head. Yeah, it's really nice. Going back to Empire LARP, something funny happened. I didn't go into the weekend planning on doing this. In fact, I kind of went into the weekend pretty open with no real plans. By the end of the weekend, I had now become the Archmage of Summer. So that was a dramatic change, and in a weird way it was a nice thing to end the weekend of on a bit of a high. It was one of my character's goals to become the Archmage of Summer. It's been something I've been slowly working towards for literally years in the game, so that was a wonderful thing to end on. The sort of misery I had from the last event, where it was seeing people reacting in relationships and stuff, that was so far removed. Like, I had really little moments of it, but they were so small in comparison that I could just go off and do something else. And again, just to be able to have an event where there was just no real stress or anything in that respect was wonderful. I had brief moments of anxiety, but I think that was just me, and it was just going to happen anyway. But it all felt like something I could at least handle and have it and be able to deal with. In the matter of anxiety, the following weekend, so the weekend just gone, I went to another LARP, which was one I had booked forever ago, so it wasn't like I was spending any money I didn't have, which was a Women's Auxiliary Air Force themed LARP, set in the 1940s, and this was awesome. It was the first time I'd ever really done something like this. I'd done one other LARP where it was a one-off, and I didn't really have the best experience of that, so I was quite nervous about this one being a one-off, especially considering at Empire LARP I'd been playing the same character for a good 5 years, and suddenly I was playing a completely different character. And I purposely made my character very different from Luke in Empire. So my WAF character was called Marnie Turner. She was very girly, and she went around calling everyone dear and talked in an accent a bit like this. And it was very difficult to come out of the accent afterwards. Lots of offs and so on. But yeah, that was a really, really fun experience. It was very different from anything I'd really done before. It was that's my computer. It was a 1940s LARP based in in Stow-Marie's aerodrome, which is a World War I aerodrome in Kent, which is awesome. Lots of historical vehicles and planes, and all the buildings are the original World War I buildings. And we had that as our World War II aircraft base. And the women were playing all the plotters in the ops room, you know, working out by radar and stuff where the planes were going, and then we would send up our pilots, who were other characters, who would then go off and do their bit of the game. And it was really interesting. It was a real experience. I mean, I came out thinking, I have so much respect for the women who did this for real, in real life, because it was hard. It was such hard work, and it wasn't so much a case of trying to win the game, it was just trying to survive and doing the best you could. And there's something there were just moments that really sort of sunk in. There was a moment where we realised that the planes were going to be flying over our heads, and someone just called out, "Blackout, blackout." And so suddenly all the lights went switched off. My friend and I ran to the ops room and helped block up windows, turn lights off, and people were cowering under tables. We were clinging to each other's hands, terrified that we were gonna die. And apparently in the debrief afterwards, the crew was saying that was not planned. That was completely unplanned. They weren't planning on a blackout happening, and it was just the natural reaction of the players that caused that to happen. I had a headset on and I was in contact with 2 other radar stations from Dover and Great Bromley, and I could hear on the other end the air raid siren going off in Great Bromley, and essentially Great Bromley got bombed, and I was on the other end of the line hearing the last words of the operator, and that was really harrowing. It was just something so different, and it really put a face on that sort of period of history, which I don't think you get the opportunity to see very often. I saw someone on Facebook describe it as being a living memorial, and really that is what it felt like. It felt like a living memorial, which was really, really cool, and just so fascinating, and I have so much respect. It was almost like when you see colorized photographs. I love colorized photographs, because especially when you can see the sort of a black and white photograph next to its colorized version, because you see so much more once it's colorized. You realize how colorful something is. The people almost become real people, instead of the sort of shady, hazy, historical perspective. It's suddenly like, no, this was a real person who existed. And that's what it felt like. It felt like I was getting a taste, just a small little taste of what really happened, instead of just reading about it in books and trying to imagine it. I got the chance to experience it, and I'm so thankful I got that chance. So yeah, coming out from Empire, where that ended on a high, I had a lovely weekend. It was super chill and relaxing and just fun. And then going to this, which was super emotional and intensive, and yet still coming out feeling like really emotionally affected, but in a good way. But yeah, it's almost like that other side of me sort of in that job has just felt like, in the past 2 weeks, it's felt like a world away from how I feel, how I think, how I just am right now. I genuinely I'm starting to feel like how I used to. There's a couple of projects that are coming up, not paid ones, but ones that I'm really looking forward to taking part in. So there are things I can at least work on and sort of help improve my skills still and invest in. The other day I helped my friend Mark with a video about costume for LARP, which should pop up at some point. I'll put a link wherever that appears. That was really fun. And yeah, I just feel really inspired at the moment to just do new things. I've got a bunch of documentaries that I filmed but haven't actually got around to editing yet, so I want to start doing that. I want to do more videos for this channel. The documentaries are on another channel, so again, I'll put another link somewhere. But yeah, right now things are beginning to change, and I know it's not going to be a fast change. I know it's not going to be steady. I know there's going to be ups and downs, but right now I do feel better. I really, really do, and it's nice to see that there is a definite change. Things can change and things can get better. So yeah, I mean, I don't know when I'm next going to do another video. I'll work it out. But I'm gonna try and keep this updated. I've started going back on Twitter again. I've got commissions open again. I'll put a link down in the bottom to my Facebook page where you can message me about doing costume commissions, and all sorts really. I just want to do lots of things at the moment while I'm waiting for interviews for jobs and so on. I don't want to be sat around. I want to work, I want to do things. And yeah, I'm just, right now I'm actually quite excited about the future, which I haven't been able to say for such a long time. So there's something really satisfying about being able to say that and be genuine about it. So yeah, until then, I'll speak to you soon, I'm sure. I'm going to turn this off now before the camera dies again. Have a good day, everyone. Bye-bye.